Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now, as promised, we have brought you another pairing video, and this one is a rather splendid looking spider, the Chilobrachys natanicharum. Now, this you will probably recognize more as the Chilobrachys species electric blue. Now, it was reclassified and put into a thing all of its own, and hence the new name. I still prefer the old name, and I've got a feeling it's going to be known as the electric blue through the hobby for many years to come. But that being said, we've got some here, and we decided to try and pair them again. Now, we did pair this particular female last year. She did produce an egg sac. She promptly ate it. So after about 3 weeks, she also ate a male. So this time round, everything was good for the male. He survives. So I'll let you into that. He does survive. And it was actually a very gentle pairing. So without any further ado, let's get in there and have a look and see how these guys got on. It really is quite a lovely watch. All right, I'll see you soon. Well, here we are, about to attempt to pair our Chilobrachys species electric blue. And that is what it was formerly known as. And it has since been redescribed as the Chilobrachys natanicharum. Now, this spider is found to be a spider all on its own, hence the reclassification. Now, you can see there our guy is literally just about relaxing his front legs. Now, he's been in here for possibly 15 minutes or so, and as often happens with the Chilobrachys, they can get quite fixated, and when you first put them in, they get a little upset because they're not keen on the handling. So obviously we either try and walk him in from his enclosure, or sometimes we'll catch cup them and drop them in. Either way, generally the process of being moved around tends to upset our males a little bit. Now, the Chilobrachys as a whole are quite a shy spider, so we have to be very careful how we deal with them. This female has been sat on the bench now for about 3/4 of an hour or so. You can see our male there is just starting to, there you go. Now, this little flurry of movement that we've just got from him, you wouldn't have picked it up in the audio, but our female drummed really loudly underneath that piece of bark, and that is what set him off. And as you can see, here she comes. Now you see straight away he made contact with her, but then he got out of her way. And there she is. Now you can see clearly now how these spiders got the name electric blue. And it's actually pigmentation in the hairs that give them this colouring, and it's actually the nanostructures in the cells that are reflecting light, and it really is quite awesome. You can see there, depending on which angle she is from the light, depends on what kind of blue we get. We get like an ultraviolet mauve, and then we get like this electric blue as well. Notice also it's on her fangs as well, and you can see as she moves the colour changes in her fangs. It's very cool. We don't 100% understand why they get this colouring. Here he goes. Look, he's gone straight in there. She is being very easy going. She's very relaxed at the moment. Now, we have actually bred this female once before, and she ate her sac after about 3 weeks. And I wasn't sure if maybe she was a little too young. Look, he's being very clumsy there. Notice how he maintains contact. This is where he wants to be, with his feet on the floor. I'm going to have to turn her around. Here she comes. You notice how she is quite much bigger than him as well. And you can see clearly now the colour changing on her fangs and on her legs. Quite fascinating. You notice how he's holding up his pedipalps? He's waving them away. They're the main form of communication with him at the moment. Now these guys come in from Southern Thailand, and they do enjoy. Look at that, straight up she goes. And look at that blue. What an amazing image just there. He's gone straight in. He's trying his hardest. He's one brave young fella, that's for sure. And she's being very, very compliant. And you can see there the way he's holding her. He's pushing her back. You see his pedipalps working away there now. He is in a really good position at the moment. Now, as we said, we did breed this female once before, and she did in fact eat the egg sac. She also ate the male. And I did wonder if maybe she was a little too young. She seemed of a good size, and her epigastric furrow looked good. So I thought she was ready. And I mean, she was. We actually got a sac. But yeah, unfortunately, for whatever reason, she deemed it wasn't viable. So here we are again. We're about a year on now, and we're going to try her again. So she's actually matured quite well. And you can see just there, I mean, she is much, much bigger than him. She is in splendid condition. Looking at those legs, I do prefer the old name. And I think it's one of them spiders that will go through the hobby, always being known as the electric blue. They really are very, very cool spiders. Now, as you know, these guys are in the same family as the cayenne krakens, another Chilobrachys, the huahini, the kirikan. These are all fossorial spiders, and they're all particularly heavy on the males. Now, whether that dying once you're breeding is actually of any benefit, we still don't fully understand. We've produced many sacs here in the beastie room where our males have survived, so I very much doubt that it has that much impact on the success rates of different spiders. We seem to have good success without losing our males. So I think maybe in controlled environments where we can control the intake of food for our females, we can control the environment. Look at that, he's done. Here he goes. Now he's going to crawl away now. Look, she is literally completely in a fixated stance there. She's in a trance. Now, we do see this with a kraken every now and again, but 9 times out of 10 she will grab her male. But we have seen it with them once or twice. Look at that. Now, our male has actually gone over the back of the tank. It's always important to let him make his own way out. He's not going anywhere. There you go. You can see the tub coming in the background there. And we were going to walk him back into his tub. And nice and safe. We'll replenish his water. There we go, he's done. Got to be very careful, especially with these types of spiders when you're securing your males. If he runs back into the enclosure, he could well end up as food. Look at that blue. Absolutely beautiful. And we still don't understand why certain spiders have a blue colouring. Now, it is thought that tarantulas can see some colour, but they've not got sharp eyesight like you and I. So it's quite possible. There you go. Now look at the colours change. Look. It's gone almost to an ultraviolet, down to a very, very muted sort of pinky colour there. And you can see now she is basically a brown spider. It's all dependent on how the light catches her. But you get a little idea of just how big she is there as well. Now these do change their colouring as they're coming through their molt stage, so she is about halfway through. And we're chancing it a little bit, but our male was ready, and it was a chance. Here we go, we're going to give her a bit of food. Whoa! See how quick she was. She actually overshot the roach. She's got it now. Now this will give us a good opportunity to see the difference in the colour now. You see about, we were saying about the light reflecting on the hairs, within the cells on the hairs. From this angle, she is just purely a brown spider. Look at that. That could in fact be two different spiders. Notice on the fangs there is no colour whatsoever. So basically the nanostructures in the cells, which are reflecting the light and giving it that blue colour, are at a completely wrong angle to us as we look on this spider now. What an amazing thing nature really is. Absolutely fantastic. As you can see there, she's actually a really nice brown. She's a beautiful looking spider. She's got a good sized abdomen on her. And hopefully, this time round, we will have a successful pairing. We will try and pair them again, and we'll see how that goes. As you know, we always like to try and do them twice and see what comes of it. So we will give him another week, let him make a fresh sperm web, and then we'll pop him in and see about it again. But a nice successful pairing just before Christmas. Absolutely just what we needed. There she goes. Look at that lovely abdomen. Notice how relaxed she is. This is because we're very careful around her. We're careful we don't bump the enclosure or anything. There she goes. Boom, she's down. Just a foot hanging on. Look at that lovely toe. You just about make out the claws in the end of the foot. Just about see them two look like little eyes. That's actually the light reflecting off of those tiny shiny claws. And there she's gone. What a lovely job. I hope you enjoyed. Well, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I was glued to the camera when I was filming that. And oh, I mean, the blue on those legs, such an amazing thing. Absolutely beautiful. Now, we often get asked, how does it go like that? How does this blue work? And basically, with all of the spiders that reflect their colour like this, it's actually done through the cells. And it's from the nanostructures within the cells which reflect the light through the hair. And this is what gives it that different hues. So depending on what angle the light is hitting the spider, depends on what colour we get. And we saw that really at the end of it. When you think that in the beginning she was up with her legs up and they were this beautiful electric blue, absolutely fabulous. And then when we saw her from the rear, from the back, she's just a plain brown spider. So yeah, it's an amazing sort of piece of nature's engineering. Now we still don't fully understand why they have this vibrant blue. Now it's generally accepted that that tarantulas can see some colour. As to how vivid and how strong that is, we don't fully know. It begs the question, things like our metallicas, the Poecilotheria metallica, another stunningly beautiful spider, the little Brazilian jewel, again, very colourful. So what would be the point of having this colour if your future partner can't see it? You know, it's a very strange thing. So there's an awful lot of work got to be done to find out the answers to these questions. And hopefully the scientists out there will be working on it, and we'll find out soon enough. But, I mean, what a cracking bit of footage. Now, we saw there our male. When he first started out, he went in the enclosure and he was literally, he froze. And this is quite often the case with some of these fossorial males. They freeze. And then all of a sudden, he literally gave a little tiny shake, nothing special at all. And that was responded with one hell of a racket going on underneath that piece of art. And that was our female. She drummed instantly, and that is what set him off. And he took off and he went looking for her straight away. Now, he basically met her in the burrow, so she would have heard him walking across, and she's come up and she's met him face on. That didn't deter him in the slightest. They literally hit, made contact, and then he was up the glass. Now, one thing we have noticed with these guys is they do much prefer to be on the floor. So, as you would have seen there, he was very clumsy on the glass, and he came back down, got her on the floor, and they actually got it on there and then. Now, she was so complicit with that. It was unbelievable. She was really easygoing with the whole thing. Not once did she show any form of aggression whatsoever. And even at the end there, we're pretty sure he got an insemination. We couldn't really quite tell, but it looked good. And looking at the responses of our spiders, I would say it was a successful insemination. Now, that for a Chilobrachys was a very gentle pairing. We've seen it one other time like that when we done our Indian violet. Now, that was a similar sort of thing that just went on and on and on for ages. Very gentle. So yeah, so when we watched these spiders, when we bred her before, she was full on, and she killed her male almost instantly once the job was done. So there's a difference there, and this is the fun part. We need to try and work out why was she so much better this time round than she was last time. So there's all sorts of different things. It might have even been a case that our male maybe introduced himself a little bit better. Now, we did have another one, which we have got some footage of a Darlingi. Now, that's the baboon, the Darlingi baboon. And he literally just walked straight in and she grabbed him straight away. He did not introduce himself in the slightest. And it's very important that our males introduce themselves properly. And for some reason, it does appear some males are completely lacking in social etiquette and don't understand a thing, and they often end up as a meal. And it's hardly surprising, you know. The least you can do is tell her your name, you know. You've got to be polite. So this one all went really well. We will try him again. We've got so much to learn. Every time we put these guys together, there is something new to see. So it's really exciting stuff. And fingers crossed, we'll end up with an egg sac in a couple of months' time. Again, it's finding what that trigger point is to actually get that egg sac. Looking at her colour, I would say she's probably about probably a third of the way through her molt cycle. So we need to get a little bit of a move on and be careful how much we feed her. We don't want her molting out before she drops this sac. So fingers crossed, everything will be good, and we can hopefully share some babies on the channel. Now, we can actually tell you that yesterday our Villacelli female, do you remember when we done our video a few weeks back and we actually opened the box to find she was actually on an egg sac? We wasn't expecting that at all. She was on her egg sac. That has in fact hatched. So we will try and do a little video of those. They are very tiny at the moment. So we're going to give them a little while, let them settle down, let them molt out again, get a little bit of colour to them, and we'll do a little video of those. So that's a nice little bit of success. We are slowly getting back onto the breeding. Now we're coming up to the end of the year, and we have bred hardly anything this year. Hardly anything at all. But we will go into all of that and in our next video, and we're going to have a bit of a recap of what we've been up to and what's gone on and where we are today. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and gives us all something to look forward to. And don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.